Hey guys, I just wanted to touch up with everybody after the holidays and everything. Um, so, okay, stop screaming, please. We're officially out of quarantine. Okay, Juliet, if you scream one more time, you're gonna go time out, okay? We're officially out of quarantine as of today. I came down with symptoms of COVID on the 14th. So, was the 14th? Yeah, the 14th. I had gotten sick the week before with what I thought was a sinus cold. Plugged up ears and head, bit of a sinus headache, so my face hurt really, not really bad, but like I said, it felt like a head cold. It is 11:30. It's 11:07 p.m. on Monday night. Okay, thank you for not screaming. So my symptoms were extremely mild. Little Miss Juliet came down with some minor symptoms. Diarrhea is now a symptom. As for us, it is one of the symptoms that the health department asks you about. She's just being really silly. Anywho, okay, Jet, I'm trying to talk, honey. So, I had lost my sense of taste. Okay, stop, please. Sorry. So I lost my sense of taste on the 14th. So I called my doctor the next day. He sent in, he gave me a little scan code to go get my test done. I did a spit test. It took me like 3 minutes. So I had the results back a day and a half later, so not very long. Then I, informed work and everything what had happened. Like I said, very minor side effects for me. But just taking care of yourself. There is a page, a Facebook page with a gal here in Utah that has been experiencing prolonged symptoms from COVID. And so that's kind of something, since I had it so minor, but she had it really bad. She was hospitalized because she had a lot of respiratory issues. Luckily, like I said, my family lucked out with very minor symptoms, if any at all. So, we're not to blame when we come down with COVID if we're not showing any symptoms. So people kind of have to, take it with a grain of salt. It's not like a hygiene issue. It's not, I'm sanitizing my hands. I'm wearing my mask. I was around somebody who had it at work. So she had been quarantined for about a week and a half before I found out. No, it was 2 weeks before I found out that I had tested positive for corona. And then last Monday, a week ago today, we had Juliet tested, but we had already been quarantined. We co-sleep, so I was already quarantining with her. So by the time I go back to work, it'll be 16 days since I had my positive labs for corona. Very minor symptoms. I had spats of diarrhea here and there. I've had headaches. Main thing is to really stay hydrated. My cousin is an EMT, and they've picked up quite a few people with corona that have had to be transported to the hospital because of it. And a vitamin D supplement is something that he really suggested us taking. So we're taking that still daily, staying extremely hydrated, eating, like I said, drinking plenty. I'm drinking so much water. That's been my main focus. But with palynziq and everything, I'm forgetting to eat. So today I did really good. I got 110 grams of protein in today, so I'm proud of myself for that. But we did some takeout from Wendy's. I've been doing DoorDash and having my groceries delivered at home. So everything that I've been doing food-wise has been contactless. We got to go outside and play today. It was pretty cold out, so we ended up doing a play date inside, just trying to take as best precautions as we can. But Juliet's symptoms, she's just really fussy, kind of tantrumy, spats of diarrhea, like I said, no fever, no headaches that I'm aware of. She's been complaining of her tummy hurting, but she wasn't eating. A lot of loss of appetite, but like I said, focusing on staying hydrated and squeezing in protein where I can with protein shakes and protein bars. She does really good with that. Pediasure has been another supplement that I've been introducing with her because toddlers go through those stages of where they they don't eat. So anybody with toddlers knows that kids can tend to be on the picky side. Bathing quite frequently, trying to keep everything clean and sanitized, washing our hands. I'm keeping the dishes upstairs that I'm using with quarantining and washing them. Hand sanitizer before we go downstairs to cook anything, making sure we're washing our hands thoroughly. But like I said, we really lucked out. I wasn't really showing any symptoms until it was probably too late. So hopefully, you know, people are, yelling at me like, oh, you were sick, you should have stayed home. I wasn't showing any symptoms. I didn't have a fever. I didn't have diarrhea. I wasn't vomiting, and so you can't blame people for things like that when they're not showing symptoms and then all of a sudden they come down with COVID. I've been keeping an eye on my side effects because I was getting paranoid and, you know, don't call me and blame me because I come down with corona and you happen to talk to me for, 3 minutes, before I came down with the virus. So, I've been a little emotional. My cycle's been kind of wonky. So I don't know if that's COVID or just stress on my body. I don't know. So that's another thing I've been having to deal with is the delay of my cycle. It's a little bit of a TMI, but so I'm not sure. I have a physical tomorrow on Tuesday, December 29th. If the vaccine for coronavirus is offered to me, I am going to take it. I don't want to hear any comments about it or snarky anything about it. I don't really get too many comments on my YouTube channel about, PKU and palynziq, but it's there to inform people on my journey with PKU. I have two non-PKU girls, and so, keeping my girls healthy is first and foremost. Because I was exposed to corona, I passed it on to my youngest. My mother-in-law, who's, we're all off of quarantine now, is still waiting on her results, but with the holidays and everything, it just kind of got pushed back. Her heart clinic offered a quick lab result back, but apparently those don't exist. So it's 2 to 5 days with the holidays and everything. Juliet had the nasal swab. It's just basically inside the nostril, swirl it around for 10 seconds on both sides, and then you're done. It's not as invasive as some places tend to be. I also have neighbors that are on quarantine because their entire family not their entire family, quite a few people in their family got it. And nasal swab, same thing, not as invasive as some places were, or, she's on the 4th test, so, because she's had some surgeries and things like that. So with surgeries and hospital visits, you are required to, test. So I know in hospitals, if you're in there, I know they have, they can get labs back within 24 hours, if not sooner. So, that's been my update with COVID. Christmas has been postponed so we can spend time together as a family, and be together and actually enjoy the holiday. Maybe we'll actually get some snow. It is supposed to snow tonight, but not too promising at the moment. But I'm hoping that we get some snow because it was sunny on Christmas Day. We all got to open a present. We did hang out and have dinner. sort of had dinner together. I cooked for everybody, making sure I'm washing dishes, making sure I'm sanitizing and washing my hands. My knuckles are starting to crack because I'm washing and sanitizing so much, but I'm trying to make sure I put coconut oil on my hands. Everybody's asking, well, why don't you have Christmas nails? Because I've been on quarantine. I am a little more cautious about going outside and people wearing masks around me, not necessarily coming into contact with me because I'm a very social person, but just coming in contact with me is, I don't know if I'm going to be, a pest about it. We'll see. I return to work on Wednesday, the 30th, so I'm ready. I've submitted all my COVID paperwork so I can get pay for it. I know corporate with my job tends to not necessarily drag their feet, but it can be a lengthy process. So it might be a couple of weeks before I see that COVID relief pay. I'm doing okay though. We have gift cards, we have Christmas money that we can contribute to the household. My mother-in-law has been able to use her her PTO from work, so she is getting paid for it. I would imagine COVID relief if she has tested positive for coronavirus, that she can submit some paperwork and get that back pay, maybe, and forfeit using all of her PTO, because we have a trip coming up in April, depending on if there's a massive outbreak of corona again. But it's serious for people who have a really shitty immune systems, who have those respiratory issues, who have been, having a lot of medical issues. I have been fortunate not to be sick for the last 2.5 years, so when I thought I had a head cold, literally just in my head, my face hurt, sinus pressure, I thought it was a sinus cold, a sinus headache, no fever, no diarrhea, no shortness of breath, none of the common symptoms that doctors have been seeing with coronavirus. So the fact that I came down with it was kind of in the back of my mind, but then I lost my sense of taste and smell, like, just in 12 hours. So, I did suffer from a bit of insomnia. I've been pretty true to sticking to my sleep schedule, going to bed about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 11:30 in the morning. So, excuse me, kind of tired right now. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but our family's symptoms have been pretty mild as far as it goes. Basically just trying to take our vitamins and our supplements where needed, making sure we're eating and drinking plenty. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to touch base on that. I want to see how everybody else has been doing for Christmas. I kind of have questions. I'll reach out to clinic about that. Maybe we can, do a FaceTime or something with that. But, concerns of any prolonging of effects. Luckily, my sense of taste and smell have returned. They returned before Christmas, so that was nice. I was able to enjoy our dinner. I made bangers and mash, so it was really yummy. I made a beer gravy, which could have been better. I added cream to it, so it kind of took away from the brininess of the beer and hops that I had going on in there, but it turned out really good. I've done chicken and dumplings that I was able to taste. I think sense of taste and smell returned about after 5 days or so. So again, very, very mild symptoms for me and my family, which have been great. But like I said, if you have those shitty immune systems, it's going to take a while. It might be stronger symptoms As for my neighbor's family, it was extreme flu-like symptoms, chills, high fever, shaking, sweating. Um, Weird thing that happened with me that I informed the health department on was I was really hot, a lot. I'm upstairs on the third floor of my house, and I understand heat rises and everything, but with the heater off, it's still warm up here, and I have got the windows open when it's 20 degrees outside and the fan on. So, no fever, but I've experienced almost menopausal type, um, you know, heat issues with my body temperature. I don't know if it was a contributing factor because I started drinking coffee, but hot beverages definitely contributed to sweating and things of that nature. So I don't sweat very much, but excuse me. Trying to think of what else. I did inform clinic. My last blood count was 6.6. That was the week before I found out that I had tested positive for COVID. And my tyrosine was 55. I normally save those emails for a month or so just in case I need to go back and kind of track what my levels are. I used to track it in my calendar. But since I'm doing monthly levels, especially with Corona, because I've been suffering from some headaches. So, body aches did happen a little bit. My back was hurting me pretty bad, but I was blaming it on sleeping and things of that nature because my back has been really stiff lately. I'm trying to think what else. I'm only eating like twice a day and maybe a snack at night. Excuse me. I guess just trying to make sure that I'm getting my protein in, I'm getting my water in, definitely getting my fluids in. I notice when I suffer from the headaches that it's because I haven't been drinking my water like I should. I'm averaging 46 to 64 ounces of water a day, so making sure you're taking your vitamins and your probiotics. Those are definitely going to help you with symptoms. I did have a friend post because she came down with COVID. She had some prolonging symptoms of it. And just basically asking questions about how can I take care of myself at home since there's not really any antibiotics that you can take. Taking Tylenol and ibuprofen, rotating between the two of those are going to help with body aches and fever if you are suffering from those. Easy, okay? Sorry, she's playing with some toys and fell in a box. I have Amazon packages all over the place, so I still have quite a bit of wrapping to do, but that's getting me off the subject of my experiences with COVID in the month of December. So kind of took away from some things, but cool thing is we get 2 Christmases in 1 year. That'll be fun. So just remember, we have feelings when we come down with when this virus hits our house. And just try to be kind to people because it's not our fault that we catch it. We come in, washing our hands, wearing our masks, sanitizing like we're supposed to, and some of us still come down with the coronavirus, and it's not our fault. So, it happens. If you're not wearing your mask, if you're not washing and sanitizing your hands, you might pick it up. If somebody comes down with it and you're not taking care of yourself and you're not doing your part in staying safe and being responsible, you might catch it. You might take it home to your family. I felt awful because I took Christmas away from my family. I was blaming myself for that. So I'm kind of emotional about that. I did have a friend kind of not necessarily blow up and get mad at me, but kind of made it like, you're sick. You should have known better. You should have stayed home. I wasn't showing any symptoms, okay? I wasn't showing any symptoms. I thought it was a straight up head cold. I was doing my part, wearing my mask, sanitizing, keeping my social distancing from people. and I still ended up coming down with symptoms and catching it, but that wasn't my fault. Okay, I did my part, so back off. Okay, I understand you have a family, you can't afford it, but I can't either. You know, I am the primary care holder, or the primary person on the insurance for my family. So missing out on my work, yeah, I get it. So that's not my fault. So coming at me like it is, you know, it's hurtful. It hurt my feelings, and I already felt bad taking it away from my family. I wanted to make sure I, you know, didn't get anybody infected, but I did. But, you know, coming after me like that wasn't cool. And luckily this person doesn't follow me on Facebook, or doesn't follow me on YouTube, so. And not a big deal, but, you know, now that I think about it, it kind of hurts my feelings that instead of asking me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, how's the family doing, they just come at me because they're more concerned about them and passing it on to their family. And I'm like, not my fault. I was not showing any fucking symptoms, straight up. And yeah, I didn't feel good, but it was in my head. I wasn't saying, hey, I'm sick, I've got a fever and I'm vomiting, I need to go home. You know, I wasn't showing any symptoms. So therefore, I'm gonna go to work. You know, any of the common symptoms that, you know, you fill out paperwork for, I didn't have. So back off. It's not my fault. So, thanks for asking if I'm okay. Just, God, some people don't think. But I'm gonna go and clean myself up. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will talk to you later.